Hi and welcome to ChurroChatt today. Today we're gonna talk about something that's part of the human experience, but that doesn't necessarily make it a good experience. We're gonna talk about embarrassing moments. And so, Ben, do you want to start?
You have to, so you start.
I shall start then. Okay. Well, my first embarrassing moment was in high school. No, yeah, my first year of high school, before we were really friends. And I had this huge crush on this guy. It was Holden. Anyway, I had a really huge crush on this guy. I thought he was so cute. And he was in my AP classes with me. And I always was like trying to stare at him in class and stuff, but he never looked at me. Well, one day I walked into class and he came up to me and he was like, "Caitlin, you look so good today. Like your outfit is just adorable." And I was like, "Really? Thank you. I also think you look really good." And he's like, "Oh, I mean, you look great too, but, and I turned around slowly, and behind me I saw another girl whose name was Caitlin. And he was talking to her, not to me, and I was so embarrassed. I like ran to my seat and my face was like bright red. And I just like looked at the ground and I was so embarrassed.
That's rough.
So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think I can top that one. But once upon a time, I was 7, and by this point I had full confidence in my potty trained self. I was pretty confident about being able to control my bowel movements even when sleeping. But when I was 7, I had appendicitis. So I went in and I had surgery, and I even got a little stuff lying, and it was great. But when we got out, I was under. I was asleep during the whole thing, and then I woke up and I kind of wiggled around, and I just felt this slime all over me. And I kind of sat up, you know, I had some IVs sticking out of my arm, if I recall correctly, and I realized that I was just laying in a puddle of poop. Just diarrhea all over the bed, up my back, and I just like, I was still kind of dazed, so I just freaked out and I jumped up out of the bed, and the IVs kind of tugged on the little machine that I was stuck in, and I like ran into the bathroom, and I just stood there. I didn't know where anybody was. I didn't know how long I had been there. I just stood in the bathroom all covered in poop for like 10 minutes, just standing there with no idea what to do. And eventually my mom came into the room and she figured out that I was in the bathroom, and she was like, "Oh boy, okay." So she came in and she like helped me get cleaned up because I couldn't clean off my own back. And the nurse assured me that it was fine, it was normal, that it happened all the time, but I was just...
You're still so embarrassed?
Yeah, I was just mortified that I had gotten poop all over the bed and the nightgown and me, and it was pretty rough.
Oh my gosh.
It was pretty rough. Okay, yours next.
I forgot my other one. I forgot it.
Use the date one.
Okay, so if I talk about other boys, I also have to talk about my dates with my husband. It was our second date.
It was a rough date.
And we're from Utah, we went to Temple Square, and we went out for pizza, and then we were going to kind of walk around the city and see the Christmas lights or whatever. And so, once again, I had a huge crush. And I had like tried so hard to get ready. I like put on my cutest clothes, and we went to this pizza place, and I remember we got these huge pieces of pizza. And we were all talking, we were in a group of friends. And I remember I took my first bite of pizza, but I didn't cut through the cheese all the way. And so when I bit, this huge piece of like pizza cheese fell down and was like hanging from my mouth, and it was a Hawaiian pizza, I remember, because it fell all down my scarf and into my jacket, and I had a little bit of pizza sauce in my hair. And I remember I just like looked at him and I was like so embarrassed. And he was like, "Oh, are you saving that for later?" Like so smooth. And I was like, yeah. Yeah. And I like turned around and I had to like dig out the little pieces of pineapple and like clean up my face. And I was like, dang it, like within the first half hour of this date I've already screwed it up so badly. And I was really embarrassed.
Yeah. That was great. Great date. So those are our embarrassing stories. Post your embarrassing stories in the comments. We'd love to hear them. And yeah, that was great.